Hey team. So today we are furthering going into more of the crossover. We're actually crossing over to pretty much the last legs. We're at page 124 here, and then it only to 196. So we're down to our last 72 pages, and we'll probably get about 20 today. So we're getting there. If you remember, our poor Josh has gone through a rough time, right? He busted out some anger and he whipped a pass and hit his brother right in the face. And a lot of you are asking questions like, why is Josh so angry just about a girl? I mean, you got to understand that, like, they're twins and they're connected and they both have success, but success is not always just about a sport. It's about all things. Like, there's the thing called envy and jealousy. We can have that. And that's a real emotion. And if we stop like asking questions about it or trying to figure out that what's going on, then suddenly stuff builds in us. And it did in Josh. And poof, right? He almost took his brother's head off. Now he's suspended from the team. And he's watching this one game. He's sitting in the stands with his dad. And remember, there was this great comparison. The dad was like the weather because he's like hot and cold and JB goes up for a dunk and he gets like fouled hard, and dad loses his cool and he's losing his mind. And then blood starts coming down his nose. Remember, dad is always in a condition of hypertension. He's always got some issues with health. It was in his family. His father had a stroke. That was grandpa. So we left that moment, kind of a scary moment. And there's been a couple, right? Josh has watched his dad have that moment when they were playing basketball where he like kind of like doubled over, like, right? Now he's got a bloody nose. So this is the next morning. Here we go. The next morning at breakfast, mom tells dad, call Dr. Youngblood today or else. The name's ironic, I think. Ironic. Youngblood. See it? Youngblood, but dad's not young. It's ironic that old dad's doctor is named Youngblood. I'm sorry for losing my cool, dad tells us. JB asks mom, can he go to the mall after practice today? There's a new video game we can check out, I say to JB. He hasn't spoken to me in 5 days. Your brother has apologized profusely for his mistake, mom says to JB. Tell him that I saw the look in his eyes and it wasn't a mistake, JB replies. Profusely. Adverb. Pouring forth in great quantity. So a lot. As in, JB gets all nervous and sweats profusely every time Miss Sweet Tea walks into a room. As in, the team has thanked JB profusely for leading us into the playoffs. As in, mom said dad's blood pressure was so high during the game that when he went into a rage, it caused his nose to start bleeding profusely. So, again, fancy word for a lot. Article number 1 in the Daily News, December 14th. The Reggie Lewis Wildcats capped off the remarkable season with a fiery win against Olive Branch Junior High. Playing without suspended phenom Josh Bell didn't seem to faze Coach Hawkins' undefeated Cats after a brief melee caused by a hard foul. Melee is a fight. Right there, fight. Josh's twin Jordan led the team like GW crossing to Delaware to victory and their second straight playoff appearance. With a first-round bye, they begin their quest for the county trophy next week against Independence Red Rockets, the defending champions, while playing without Josh Filthy McNasty Bell, the Daily News' most valuable player. GW, you guys understand who GW is? Crossing to Delaware? George Washington. Mostly everyone in the class applauds, congratulating me on being selected as the junior high MVP by the Daily News. Everyone except Miss Sweet Tea. You're mean, Josh, and I don't know why they gave you that award after what you did to Jordan, jerk. JB looks at me. I wait for him to say something, anything, in defense of his only brother, but his eyes empty as fired cannons shoot way past me. Sometimes it's the things that aren't said that kill you. Final Jeopardy. The only sounds teeth-munching melon and strawberry from Mom's fruit cocktail dessert, and Alex Trebek's annoying voice. This 14-time NBA All-Star also played minor league baseball for the Birmingham Barons. Even Mom knows the answer. I do too. Hey, Dad, the playoffs start in 2 days, and the team needs me, I say. Plus, my grades were good. JB rolls his eyes and says to Alex what we all know. Who is Michael Jeffrey Jordan? Josh, this isn't about your grades, Mom says. How you behave going forward is what matters to us. I love Christmas. Can't wait for your mother's maple turkey, Dad says, trying to break the tension. Nobody responds, so he continues. Y'all know what the mama turkey said to her naughty son? If your papa could see you now, he'd turn over in his gravy. None of us laughs. Then all of us laugh. Chuck, you are a silly man, Mom says. Jordan, we want to meet your new friend, she adds. Yeah, invite her to dinner, Dad agrees. Filthy and I want to get to know the girl who stole JB. Stop that, Chuck, Mom says, hitting Dad on the arm. What is? I'll think about it, JB replies, kissing Mom, dapping Dad, and not once looking at me. Holy cow, there's a lot going on here, right? First off, this, if you guys ever watched Jeopardy, it's a game show where they give you the answer and you're supposed to, like the answer you give is in a question. So this is the answer of this is Michael Jordan. So they're watching Jeopardy together, right? Then, and JB knows that because he loves Michael Jordan. All right. Then Dad says, I love Christmas, right? And he says, if your papa could see you now, he'd turn over in his gravy. You don't know that joke unless you know the phrase that when we think that like something would upset the people in our lives that we've lost, we'd say, man, if he saw you now, he'd turn over in his grave. So if you don't even know that, you can't know that joke. Lastly, the way that they say is Dad wants to invite the girl over, Miss Sweet Tea, right? And Mom says, knock it off. And then JB says, what is, I'll think about it. So he's answering that question of whether he should invite Miss Sweet Tea, just like he would if he was in Jeopardy. If you don't know any of that, you have no idea what's going on in this. So that's part of that understanding the background. Dear Jordan, without you, I am empty. The goal with no net seems. Oh, okay. I forgot how to read this. You could read it both ways. You could read it down the line or you could read it to the right. Dear Jordan, without you, the goal seems broken. Like puzzle pieces I can no longer fit. Help me heal. Slash with me like two stars, like two brothers together. I am empty with no net. My life was shattered on the court. Can you run with me like we used to? Stealing sun, burning up. Now, you could do that or you could do this. Dear Jordan, without you, I am empty. The goal with no net. Seems my life was broken, shattered like puzzle pieces on the court I can no longer fit. Can you help me heal? Run with me, slash with me like we used to? Like two stars stealing sun, like two brothers burning up together. That's such an interesting way to put that poem. You can do it either way. You can read one, read the other, it makes sense, or you can put them together and you've got a different kind of poem. Really cool. P.S. I'm sorry. I don't know if he read my letter, but this morning on the bus to school, when I said, Vondi, your head is so big, you don't have a 4-head, you have a 5-head. I could feel JB laughing a little. No pizza and fries. The spinach and tofu salad Mom packed for my lunch today is cruel, but not as cruel as the evil look Miss Sweet Tea shoots me from across the cafeteria. Whoa, Miss Sweet Tea is defending her man. Even Vondi has a girlfriend now. She wants to be a doctor one day. She's a candy striper and a cheerleader and a talker with skinny legs and a butt as big as Vermont. Ugh, I have to read it because it's true about kids and what they see, but I hate objectifying women like that, which according to her has the best tomatoes, which she claims come in all colors, even purple, which she tells me is her favorite color, which I already know because of her hair. This is still better than having no girlfriend at all, which is what I have now. So, Vondi's got a girlfriend. And let's talk about this for one moment, right? So, guys, it's never okay to just reduce a woman or a girl to her physical qualities. But at the same time, let's not try to kid ourselves. We human beings, we are visual. We see things, and that attracts us. So there's an uncomfortable moment with your teacher. I just don't want to condone. I have 2 daughters. I don't want people staring at my daughter's physical features, but we're also human. It's what we are. Uh-oh. While I'm on the phone with Vondi talking about my chances of playing in another game this season, I hear panting coming from Mom and Dad's room, but we don't own a dog. They're kissing again. I run into Dad's room to see what all the noise is, and I find him kneeling on the floor, rubbing a towel in the rug. It reeks of vomit. You threw up, Dad? I ask. Must have been something I ate. He sits up on the bed, holds his chest like he's pledging allegiance, only there's no flag. Y'all ready to eat? He mutters. You okay, Dad? I ask. He nods and shows me a letter he's reading. Dad, was that you coughing? I've got great news, Filthy. What is it? I ask. I got a coaching offer at a nearby college starting next month. A job? What about the house? What about Mom? What about me and JB? Who's going to shoot free throws with us every night? I ask. Filthy, you and JB are getting older, more mature. You'll manage, he says. And what's with the switch? First you want me to get a job, now you don't? What's up, Filthy? Dad, Mom thinks you should take it easy for your health, right? I mean, didn't you make $1 million playing basketball? You don't really need to work. Filthy, what I need is to get back on the court. That's what your dad needs. I prefer to be called Josh, Dad, not Filthy. Oh, really, Filthy? He laughs. I'm serious, Dad. Please don't call me that name anymore. You gonna take the job, Dad? Son, I miss Swish. I miss the smell of orange leather. I miss eating up cats who think they can run with the man. The court is my kitchen. Son, I miss being the top chef. So yeah, I'm gonna take it if your mother lets me. Well, I will talk to her about this job thing since it means so much to you. But she's really worried about you, Dad. Josh, okay, you talk to her. He laughs. And maybe in return, Dad, can you talk to her about letting me back on the team for the playoffs? I feel like I'm letting my teammates down. You let your family down too, Josh, he replies, still holding his chest. So what should I do, Dad? I ask. Well, right now you should go set the dinner table. Mom says stand at the door, watching Dad with eyes full of panic. So I was wrong. They weren't kissing. It was Dad having an attack. There's a lot of warning signs here. So he threw up. He was having an attack. Behind closed doors. We decided no more basketball, Chuck, Mom yells. Baby, it's not ball, it's coaching, Dad tells her. It's still stress. You don't need to be on the court. The doctor said it's fine, baby. What doctor? When did you go to the doctor? I go a couple times a week, Dr. WebMD. Are you serious? This is not some joke, Charles. He doesn't have an answer. Going online is not going to save your life. Truth is, I've had enough of this talk about me being sick. So have I. I'm scheduling an appointment for you. Fine. I shouldn't be so worried about your heart. It's your head that's crazy. Crazy for you, Lil Mama. Stop that. I said stop. It's time for dinner, Chuck. Ooh. Who's the man? And then there's silence, so I go set the dinner table because when they stop talking, I know what that means. Ugh. They're kissing. So think about this, right? Dad is saying, Dr. WebMD, do you guys get that? He went to the internet for his information. Never a good idea. I don't know if I told you guys I had cancer. And one of the first things when I got my diagnosis is, of course, you go to the internet. You don't do that because actually all the articles I read were like terrible. And my wife was doing it. And it was like, no, we just got to stop here until we know more. And we found out that everything was going to be okay. But the web will tell you it's not. And literally every single symptom one could have ends up in cancer on the internet. All right. The girl who stole my brother. This girl who stole my brother is her new name. She's no longer sweet. Bitter is her taste. Even worse, she asked for seconds of vegetable lasagna, which makes Mom smile because JB and I can't get with this whole better eating thing. And we never asked for seconds until tonight when JB's still grinning and cheesing for some invisible camera that Miss Bitter Sweet Tea holds, asks for more salad, which makes Dad laugh and prompts Mom to ask, how did you two meet? Getting furious. Surprisingly, JB is a motor mouth, giving us all the details about that first time in the cafeteria. She came into the lunchroom. It was her first day at our school. We just started talking about all kinds of stuff, and she said she played basketball at her last school. And then Bondi was like, JB, she's hot. And I was like, yeah, she is kind of pulchritudinous. And for the first time in 15 days, JB looks at me for a split second, and I almost see the hint of a smile because he used the word pulchritudinous. Things I learned at dinner. She went to Nike Hoops camp for girls. Her favorite player is Skylar Diggins, real player in the WNBA. She can name each of the 2010 NBA champion Lakers. Her dad went to college with Shaquille O'Neal. She knows how to do a crossover. Her AAU team won a championship. She's got game. Her parents are divorced. She's going to visit her mom next week for Christmas break. She lives with her dad. She shoots hoop at the rec to relax. Her mom doesn't want her playing basketball. Her dad's coming to our game tomorrow to see JB play. She's sorry I won't be playing. Her smile is as sweet as mom's carrot cake. She smells like sugar plum. She has a sister in college. Her sister goes to Duke. Remember? So he's starting to find some things that are common with him. He learns about who she is. Hard to hate someone that you know. Dishes. When the last plate is scrubbed, the leftovers put up, and the floor is swept clean, Mom comes into the kitchen. When is Dad's doctor appointment, I ask. Josh, you know I don't like you eavesdropping. I get it from you, Mom, I say, and she laughs because she knows I'm not saying nothing but the truth. It's next week. School's out next week. Maybe I can go with you to the doctor? Maybe, she says. I put the broom down, wrap my arms around her, and tell her thank you for loving us and Dad and letting us play basketball and being the best mother in the world. Keep this up, she says, and you'll be back on the court in no time. Does that mean I can play in tomorrow's playoff game, I ask? Don't press your luck, son. It's going to take more than a hug. Now help me dry these dishes. All right, let's do that. Let's end right there where there's some positivity. Maybe Josh is learning some stuff, right? All right, there you go. Remember to turn in today. What I want you to do is a little different. Today, to finish up, I don't want you to write a question. I actually want you to do this. I want you to think about this. There's still 50 pages. I want you to think about a 5-minute free write on how will Josh's dad end up. So these 3 things I want you to write for 5 minutes. Just bomb it out onto the discussion post. How will Josh's dad end up? How will JB and Josh's relationship end up? Where do you think? There's still 50 pages. And every book has a climax, the main moment when the main problem is solved and the characters change forever and nothing can go back to the way it used to be. I want you to think right now, what do you think will be the big moment of this book when everything changes forever? It will be a positive, will be negative. Just write for 5 minutes straight on these 3 questions. Don't answer them. Write about them. All right, there you go. There's your work for today. All right, have a good weekend, everyone.